So this is sort of the result of Cookin Soul taking me out to go digging. The big thing now is 45s. I've been digging for years, and mostly when I dig for like drums. So my collection is sort of like, samples and stuff that I may come across, but known records that I go for years and years and years is just drums. But now the thing in the past couple of years has been the 45s. And, like, shout out to Mobile Mondays and everybody that's down with the Mobile Mondays crew, because that's what really got my, my feeling back into digging for 45s, because I was always just a record. The shop that we was in today doesn't exist, I don't think, anywhere else like that, man. It was crazy.
He was not expecting to find all those 45s, with the cover and the Spanish lettering.
You good? It's going well?
If I had known this was over here, man.
His face was priceless, and
I'm definitely coming back here, man.
Sure.
Like, this is enough for me to pay for a plane ticket and to make the trip back just for this.
Really?
Like, I'll be in for 2 days.
That's just the feeling you get, the hype.
The way that it works in New York is so dried up. If somebody brings a collection in, then whoever's going through the collection is going to save those joints for specific people that they know is going to buy it. It's probably not even going to ever hit the shelf, right? So if it's going to come in, it's going to be something dope. Then you're going to get 10 phone calls to top diggers, you know what I'm saying? And be like, okay, I got a joint in here, boom, boom. It's never going to touch the shelf like this.
So you'll never see this?
You'll never see this in the, like, what? Going around the world now, you get to dig in different places, and it's just amazing. Like, the shop that we were in today just sort of took me back to the early days of digging, because everything's in a different language and I can't read the language. So it's really the way that diggers used to dig before they knew what the specific records were. So it's sort of like looking at the cover, looking at the year, sort of feeling what the music may be from off the picture of the cover. I have no idea who these people are, but it looks like they probably made some really good music.
So those are the type of records you want to buy if you are in another country, like a country like Poland, for instance. You don't want to buy a James Brown record or something you're gonna find somewhere else.
Like, for instance, Japan has always been like the mecca of digging, because they have like so many record shops, and back in the days they used to re-edit every record, and they did like special releases and stuff. I mean, nowadays there's not as many record shops as there used to be, but it's still a nice spot to go. And last time we were there in Tokyo, we did some digging and we found some records. Like this one, for instance, I haven't checked it yet, but I just love the cover. It's got all the motorways and very Japanese.
This is a really popular singer from Poland, Czesława Sosnika.
Of course, we got some classics like Kumiko Yamashita or Tatsuro Yamashita and many others.
Crazy cover right here. This is crazy. I mean, they're not even looking at the planet when they're shooting. Look at this. You can see there's going to be some dramatic.
And just a bunch of records that I have no idea what it is, but if you dig in and you see something that says Cuban rhythms, then of course I'm gonna probably pick this up and probably have some drums or something on it.
Some of these I haven't even had the time yet to check them out, but it's just a pleasure to collect these records, because they just have some beautiful covers, and I'm sure they have some nice stuff in there.
were American records or records that I already did know, but they have Spanish covers, so you get to see the way that the import looks, or sometimes they, you know, are Spanish versions of the record. Like for instance, this is an Earth, Wind and Fire record, right? But you can see it says 1981 CBS, everything else down here is in Spanish. So it's like, that makes it that much more special for me to have in my collection as a 45. Like these are just retarded. I found a silver connection today. This is really crazy. Love this record.
This is one of my favorite records, Grace Jones. I've seen that face before. This is the Spanish version. Esta cara no es conocida, Libertango.
You see this Eddie Grant. You know what I mean? The whole thing is in Spanish. So this is really dope. It was a couple like really, really good gems that came out of it. This Bobby Caldwell, and the fact that, you know, it's telling you all the English versions in Spanish. Of course, this Love Unlimited Orchestra, right? And you can see right here, they're trying to promote it. It says numero uno in US, right? It's crazy. Of course, I got this off GP, Break Machine 45. Different Commodore cover than what everybody got. Most people got this record, but theirs doesn't have the Spanish cover. Another way diggers, you know, just rate records, or when we can get the promo versions of records, right? So I can't speak Spanish, but I can tell that this says Promotion. So this is a promo version of this record. Really dope.
So yeah, you have many records in Spain where the actual title in English has been translated. Like for instance, this Barry White, Let the Music Play, it's called Deja Sonar la Música. Isaac Hayes' Shaft in Spain is called The Red Knights of Harlem, Las Noches Rojas de Harlem.
The other one is, this is Las Chacras, but this is the French version. So it says Les in the front, kind of crazy. And this is retarded. This is musical youth past the Dutchie, right? But it's the Spanish cover. And if you really translate this correctly, it's basically saying we don't care about the police. Or we don't care about the cops, yeah. Right? And we all know what past the Dutchie means. So this was kind of crazy. I had to pick this one up.
I think nowadays internet has changed the game. Like for instance, you have records that maybe like 15 years ago used to be rare. Now because of the internet, they're not so rare, and the other way around. It's funny also, like you watch some videos and you got people like showing records like this one is $400 or $2,000. You go on the net, you look for the record and you found it for $10 or something. Websites like Discogs and many others where you can virtually find any single record that has ever been printed or released. And it's just fun also, like when you have a collection, just to type some of the records that you own, and you have some surprises, like for instance this I Am, this French rap group. This record in Discogs is about $400. It's probably the best, or one of the top French rap albums of all time.
I think the biggest surprise today was this. This was incredible. To actually get this version of Apache by the Shadows on 45, because everybody knows that the Shadows was the original band that did Apache, and it was out of the UK that they did it. So the Incredible Bongo Band was basically copying this record. So I have the Incredible Bongo Band record, but I've never had this original Shadows record. This was just like one of those super digger experiences. This is sort of the reason why we do what we do, to go into stores and to find music that you never heard and can't wait to get home and just play it. And not only just to sample from, but just to play out to the people. And, you know, that's the big thing with the 45s is sometimes we as diggers, we buy records, we sample what we're gonna sample off of it, you put the record away and might not touch it again. You know, it sort of becomes a trophy. We organize it, we keep it clean. But the 45s is like a real testament to DJing, because these go in your bag and you take these out and you play these week after week after week. They lend themselves to be played. So this was dope, man. Shout out to Cookin Soul, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for putting me onto that shot, man. Salute.
So you know, I just put up Apache. I was digging the other day, and I just found 2 copies of Apache, right? But I was telling on my Instagram the actual story of the fact that like the Incredible Bongo Band was never a real band. It was a fake put together band of studio musicians. It never existed as like a let's get a deal or something like that. This is the original that they copied, and you know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, this is from the 60s
I gotta
or
get
something.
that. This is just Spanish.
You don't get that?
Nah, I'm definitely getting that. That's crazy.